All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for supporting and everything. This is a new social media trend for single people now, and it's quite depressing. It's like, look, this is the new trend. Before I even start the video, look at this. And then y'all want to complain about y'all can't find nobody to date. This is mostly men that are living like this. I understand starting over and everything, but situations like this is temporary, right? But the way they're advertising this on social media is this is the new norm now. So you plan on living like this long term. And the only women that are coming to this are sex workers. Your 304s will come over, but women that you're trying to be serious with are probably not gonna find that attractive. So this is another reason why y'all have problems in y'all love lives. Shit like this. I mean, first of all, the mattress, the air mattress, that type of mattress is for maybe a week's tops, not for months, and months, because you're gonna end up messing up your back sooner or later. And let alone if you live on if your unit is on the first floor, the closer you are to the ground, and the unit, your apartment, whatever you live in, if it's not well insulated and it's real moist and drafty, you're gonna get sick a lot. You're gonna get a lot of sore throats. And like I said, you're gonna end up messing up your back. Sooner or later, you're gonna need that silly mattress, that $2,000-3,000 mattress on a bed frame kind of lifted up. Sooner or later, you're gonna need that because you're gonna mess up your back. But like I said, this is okay for like maybe a week's tops, or if you have family coming over. It's not for months and months of use. Anyway, let's go back to Shanghai's new $4 hotels and $2 hostels. The lower class living like this. And of course, this is single people because two people together should be doing better, right? Not always. Let's go.
10元一晚的酒店。
And shout out to China Observer once more. Even though this is a very political channel, no shots fired, but we're going to do this video anyway. What does 10 won get you a night?
What does a 10 yuan per night hotel look like? Here in Dongguan, Guangdong, you can stay for just 10 yuan a night, about 1.4 US dollars. The staircase has seen better days, but that's not a big deal since no one sleeps on the stairs. My room is on the 4th floor with a balcony. The terrace is spacious and gets plenty of sunlight, which is a nice touch. Let's find my room, 409. Here it is. Let's close the door, turn on the light. It's an LED, quite bright. The room is very
LED fixtures in a corroded building. Okay. I done seen it all now. Okay.
ventilated because the ceiling is high. There's a bunk bed for two, which means each person only pays 5 yuan, about 0.7 US dollars. You can climb up to the second level, and though the structure is worn, it's sturdy. The mattress is thin, but it's better than nothing. There's also an old office.
It looked like a jail cell. Now tell me who wants to live there. Don't listen. Times are hard, I understand that, but if these are your conditions, you have no room to complain about dating and not finding the one, because the one don't want to look at your living situations if it's like this. I'm just telling you that heads up. It's like the only people that really do struggle love is black people in America. Other than that, just stay single and work on yourself.
Desk. Put a chair, and it doubles as a workspace or a dining table.
Look at his back. Let's go back a little bit. This thing is too sensitive. Never mind. Yeah, look at his back. That is not ergonomic. Do that for months, and you're going to be the hunchback of Notre Dame. Notre Dame, I'm sorry. Y'all remember that Disney movie back in the 90s? That ugly dude, he was kind of chubby, hunchback, but he had a baddie on his arm though. Anyway, let's go.
Surprisingly, this 10 yuan room even has a window that lets in sunlight. Can you believe it? There's also a shower area, not a toilet, just a space for bathing. Clothes can be hung above, and the ceiling is made of metal, which might get noisy when it rains. As for the toilet, it's shared and located on the terrace, not too far away.
And the people that live here don't go around their family. You already know that.
There are 2 toilets, so no waiting in line. There are even potted plants outside the room, adding a touch of greenery. Hygiene, however, is lacking. The walls look like they've been burned, and the cobwebs haven't been cleaned out in a year, and the white switch has turned black from the grime. But for just 10 yuan a night, the owner is already being generous.
TikToker Yang Xiaoqiang is known for documenting the lives of China's working-class communities in southern cities. One of his recent videos explores a budget hotel in Shanghai that charges 25 yuan per night, approximately 3.4 US dollars.
住宿最低
What's the lowest price for a room here?
30 yuan minimum. That's about 4.1 US dollars.
Not bad, considering the conditions. What about your health? I mean, all money ain't good money, but the goal is to save money. But if it comes to risking your health, I'd rather be broke and spend a little bit more on a better place. And being poor and being broke is not the same thing. Being broke is not having much money left over after you pay all your bills. Being poor means you don't have money to pay your bills. That's the difference.
I heard there are 25 yuan rooms.
Not here. We have only single rooms for 30 yuan.
I don't mind going further for something cheaper.
Then go to Xiangdong. I can take you there. When you check in, you just say 30 yuan. But actually, you'll need to give me 35, 10 yuan as a deposit, which will be refunded when you check out.
That sounds good.
Add me on WeChat, because when you check out, you'll need to inform me so I can return your deposit. Just leave the key here and send me a photo, and I'll refund you. Just make sure to close the door slightly.
Alright, thank you. Now, let's check out this 25 yuan room in Shanghai. It's quite bright. The door can open from both sides, and the top is open for ventilation. There's a 1.5 meter wide bed that fits 2 people. Let's look at the map.
Hey there, no need to adjust your TV, or more likely your phone. You're watching a recycled commercial.
Mattress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers in total. A 25 yuan room.
Is it just me or the linen is cleaner than everything else? How is the linen cleaner than the walls and the floors? And let alone, these places seems like they're mildew, riddled, and roaches. So when I see these places, I just think of mildew and roaches. Rats don't like to climb high, so roaches and mildew will be your biggest issues.
Room with a large window. That's something even some 100 yuan hotels don't have. The view outside isn't great, but the blanket seems new, and it feels comfortable to lie down. This is a great deal. There's an old wooden desk that has been around for years. The lock requires a 10 yuan deposit. There's a world map on the wall. The wooden panels are warped due to temperature changes. There's a place to hang laundry. Now let's check the shared toilet. It's quite large with all the essentials. The squat toilet looks decent, and there's even a large trash bin. Hot water is available 24/7, and with a big window, there's no lingering odor.
While China's high-speed rail infrastructure, its position as the world's second largest
Look at that view. That's what I want to see when I look out my bedroom window if I move into a high rise. More than likely, this is what I'll do once I pay off all my debt here in America. I'll probably see what's going on in one of these Asian countries, give me a luxury flat on the 20th floor. I don't need a house.
economy, and narratives of prosperity in the new era are widely promoted in state media. The reality for many working-class Chinese tells a different story.
And see, what's the point of working just to live like that? They tell us to go to school and get these college degrees, post-education, and all this just to end up like that. What a waste.
One that is often harsh and unfiltered. For example, a viral video captured a late-night incident in a major city where 2 female sanitation workers got into a physical altercation over plastic bottles from a trash bin they intended to sell for a small profit. In China, recyclable plastic bottles can be exchanged for just a few yuan. In another instance, construction workers were seen sitting on the ground during their lunch break, mixing fried flour with water as their meal. The footage prompted online reactions, with some commenting, "Being born is easy, staying alive is easy, but living is not."
Getting married is easy. Getting divorced is hard. Same shit.
Different video resonated deeply with many laborers, as one man openly voiced the struggles faced by the working class.
And that's another thing. The way they were carrying them buckets on the back. Today's youth in America, they won't do that shit at all. Even if it was to save their lives or somebody else's life, they'll tell you straight up that they're not doing that. But they'll lay up and play video games, smoke weed, and drink some Hennessy though. Yeah, anybody do that.
在这个东莞打工。
In Dongguan, factory workers earn a base salary of around 2,000 yuan per month, about 274 US dollars. Most people make between 4,000 and 5,000 yuan, about
Pretty much the same salary you'll make in working in the Amazon warehouse. So I compare that to a factory worker. If not the same, a little less, but yeah, that's crazy.
548 to 685 US dollars. After covering food and daily expenses, those who save diligently might put away 3,000 yuan a month, about 411 US dollars. Others manage to save only 1,000 yuan, about 137 US dollars. Over a year, a worker might save 100,000 yuan, but by the time they go home for the new year, the costs of travel, new clothes, gifts for children, and parents eat up every cent. Let's be honest, this isn't an exaggeration, it's reality. The average salary in Dongguan is 4,000 to 5,000 yuan, but you need to pay for rent, utilities, food, and other expenses. If you smoke or get sick, you might end up with nothing to save at all. Some even go into debt, living paycheck to paycheck. What's the point of going back home? People
I rest my case. And it's the same thing here in the West. A lot of people are in debt once they start having medical issues. The medical bills is going to whoop your ass. So, yeah. And that's why a lot of us live off of credit, pay it off, run it up again. But it makes your credit score increase. So it's not all bad. You just better make sure you pay it before the closing date.
will think having children will bring success. But if everyone's child becomes successful, wouldn't competition be even fiercer? Children of working class parents are still part of the lower class. I'm just stating fact. Why do poor people choose to get married and have kids? I don't get it. Life is already tough for us. How much
Must be my brother talking. I've been questioning this for a long time. But like I said, some of y'all love the struggle of.
Another critical issue is healthcare access. In urban areas, hospital beds are often in short supply, and the situation is even worse in rural regions, where healthcare facilities are severely under-equipped and lack specialists.
And see, not only that, the problem with the rural areas are there's not a lot of large hospitals. Meaning, if you're severely ill, that means you're going to have to drive into your nearest city, which will probably be an hour or 2 hours away, probably even more than that. Shit, you might even need a helicopter to come and get you, because the rural areas are basically for urgent care if you think about it. I mean, if something is really wrong with you, you're going to have to go to a large facility. Whether it be an ICU, a surgery, you know.
Serious illnesses often require patients to travel to major cities for treatment. Many rural patients, unable to afford medical expenses, delay seeking care until their conditions become critical. Diseases such as cancer and cardiovascular conditions develop over time, yet for many, the healthcare system remains either insufficient or difficult to access.
And see, I could relate to this issue right here because, as I said in many videos, a lot of you guys have a short attention set. So I'm in healthcare. I work in healthcare primarily, paying bills wise. Yeah. So this is a big issue because we get a lot of patients that are from out of the area. And what I don't understand is, okay, like I said, I live in California. I live in the Bay Area. I live in the East Bay. And we have patients that'll come in from the Sacramento area all the way for us. And mind you, they pass 15, 20 hospitals on the way over here. Sacramento is not the Bay Area. Sacramento is an hour and a half out from the Bay Area, from the San Francisco and Oakland metropolitan area, right? So I'm like, why are they coming here if they done pass how many hospitals just to come to us? We're not that large of a hospital, but we're big enough for the serious stuff, right? But yeah, that's pretty much, this is true right here.
Even with rural cooperative medical insurance or basic health coverage, reimbursement rates are limited and major illnesses are rarely fully covered. The ongoing costs of medication and post-treatment care further add to the burden. These healthcare deficiencies are sometimes glossed over in official narratives celebrating great achievements. However, in reality, medical expenses can drive families into financial ruin. The The saying, "one serious illness can bankrupt a family," is not an exaggeration for those living on the margins. It is an all too common reality. In recent years, the government has promoted rural revitalization, leading to the construction of cultural squares, mural walls, and rural guest houses in villages. While these projects have improved the aesthetic appeal of rural areas, they have not necessarily addressed deeper economic and social challenges. Reports from scholars and media have highlighted issues of cosmetic poverty alleviation and superficial projects where funds are spent on improving
Now, see, these people are unfortunate, right? In this clip right here. But what is the likelihood of some idiot coming around the corner with a gun trying to rob? What are you going to get from them? They already don't have anything. If this was in America, these people would still be having guns stuck up to their head, because that's just how foolish most Americans are.
appearances rather than strengthening local industries and public.
Oh, they got Pepsi though. All right. That's a little bit of a come up.
Public services. As a result, agricultural products remain difficult to sell. Young people continue to leave for work in cities, and rural elderly and children still lack adequate health care and education. These so-called modern villages may appear lively, but in reality, they are hollowing out. Despite China's reputation for miracle development,
See, everybody can't live in the city. And just because people live in the rural parts, not everybody wants to live in the city. That's a completely different life. It's too fast for the older people, but it's just right for the younger people, because the younger people want to get out the village and they can do well and support their families. The goal of the next generation is supposed to be better than your generation. The next generation is more important than you. Remember that. So that's why most people want their children to be better than them. But the trade-off is the next generation is supposed to give back to the elders. And I'd be gladly to do that. And it goes both ways for my family. That's just how it is. I mean, it's cool either way, because eventually I'm going to come up and return the favor, or they can help me out and I can get them to where they want to be. See? I mean, what sense does it make for me to be at the top, the only one, and everybody else is down there? I'm watching everybody else struggle while I'm at the top. I'm at the mountaintop looking at everybody struggle. I'm not Jesus Christ. Why do I need to be up there looking at everybody struggle? They should be coming up with me.
a vast segment of the population still struggles with hardship. Is their suffering merely due to a lack of personal effort? These homes were so fragile that a strong wind, heavy rain, or earthquake could easily bring them down.
Yeah, it looked like ancient ruins. That's what it looked like. Man.
In winter, children as young as 7 or 8 walked barefoot in tattered clothing, unable to attend school due to poverty. Yet these realities remain largely unseen by the general public, who are...
And keep in mind, the darker that you are in most countries, the less power that you have. It's like that in many countries. It's not even a Western thing. It's like that in Brazil. You could kind of say it's like that in America, but then you got to understand, most colored people are in the big cities. Outside of the large metropolitan areas, like in little towns and stuff, it's usually either whites or Spanish. You're not going to see a lot of black people in the town populations of America. Most of the black people you see in America are going to be in the big cities.
are instead exposed to state media narratives promoting a poverty alleviation miracle. Joe remarked, ordinary people are heavily influenced by state propaganda, which only promotes positive news. Negative stories are censored, and those who report them risk being arrested. Those in power are well aware of the truth, but dare not speak openly about it. Furthermore, some local governments are struggling to pay salaries, leading to inflated fiscal reports and mounting debt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thanks for checking it out. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, that's not the way to live. I mean, the first part of the video, that's what I mean. Because check it out. It should really be like this. That's how you want to live. Something like this. If you're living the bachelor lifestyle, it should be something like this. Well, at least that's my taste. Of course, it could take some work to get there, but yeah, we're gonna get there though eventually. I like clean spaces. I don't even like to see specs on the wall. I guess I could use a pool table too. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll check you on the next video. Salute.